So this is a project we started. It's mid to late November right now, and it's getting pretty cold out. We're doing a tiling project at Grant's farm, roughly 55 acres we're gonna tile. So I just got done with the house, brought the link belt down. So right now I'm working on, this is an outlet. So I dug too deep there, but I think that's pretty good grade. And so all this that gets tiled, this is the smallest field, and it will flow straight out into the creek. So what's really nice, this farm has creeks outlining every single field all around them pretty much. So you have a place to put the water. All right, this is our next outlet here for this field. Everything flows right down into here, as you can tell. Flows quite nicely, quite a bit. So I'm gonna just clean up all these trees and everything and get this jet out. If you think, if none of this, if that erosion wasn't there, it should go straight and straight over there. So this jets out all the way here, all the way there through. So I'm just gonna clean everything from like where I was standing over here to probably where it jets out over there, just so we have all this room to work and create the outlet and shape it back up. Right there is where Ben will pull with the quad track and run it that way, and then we'll string it out here with stiff pipes, loose probably until here, and then stiff, and it'll flow into the creek. Sounds like they just tried to pull an 8-inch main, and Ben's tractor, the quad track, spun out. So we're gonna hook up with the quad track and the excavator and then try and pull it. So this is gonna be really interesting how the excavator does. It weighs a little under 50,000 pounds, 45,000. Steel tracks, but we'll see. So this is 8-inch perforated. That's stringed all the way up there. And then these are two 20-foot solid, another 8-inch. So if trees were to grow at one point, then the roots can't get in and clog it. Yesterday it kind of thawed out, and so when we were spinning and stuff, and I had to end up using my bucket to pull us, which wasn't ideal and stuff and hard on everything. But yeah, when it's colder now, it's like 8:30 in the morning, so it should pull a little easier, I think. I don't know if we're going on a steep 2. So anyway, hopefully it pulls good, and 2 mains, and then we'll start doing the 4 inches, and it shouldn't need the excavator to pull those. So this is my job. I'm making the starter hole with the mini excavator. So I dig down, scratch over it, obviously try not to damage it, and then make it long enough to where the plow can come in, find its grade, and pull it out. So somebody with the shovel later will come and dig out a few more inches, so then you can put the 4-inch tile connector into it. We're gonna do one here. There's a few handful left, 5 left, and they're working over there. My job is to do it, go fast enough and be ahead enough that we never run into each other and they don't wait on me. So they're making pretty good progress now. The quad track's pulling really good. It seemed like it dried out a bit, and so I gotta keep going here. On this one, we found a clay tile, and where I'm sitting right now is a wet spot, and it was totally wet this spring, and we couldn't harvest it last fall. It's kind of filled up. I need to fix that a bit. So this was us finishing up the last 8-inch main pull, and for the most time when we were pulling the mains, we used the link belt to help pull it through and stuff. Didn't have too many issues after the first one. And so then later on, here's the West 40, the 2 main outlets. I was using the military truck to haul some dirt in to build a berm up there, because this is kind of a low spot right here. So need some dirt to fill that in and funnel the water in. And there's 30-foot spacings right there. And he's ripping some of the ground here while we're getting finished up. And that's the West 40. So you can see those are 30-foot spacings on the laterals, and then 2 outlets that we're dumping into that berm there, into the creek. So one runs up to the north side, one runs to the west side. And then this is the 9 acres here just east of the 40, south of the terrace, and that's running east and west on the laterals. That turned out pretty good. And here's the big picture. So 4 technically different fields. The bottom 20 there, that was pretty nice, good rectangle, so it turned out pretty good. The reason why we're bringing this dirt over is because this stuff is really hard black clay, and we need to bed these in by hand, and we don't have much on the sides, and we can't with the shovel. It would just take too long, and the dirt isn't that good. You want crumbly, soft dirt to bed it in, so a big frozen chunk like that doesn't come in and squish it. All right, so we're having fun this morning. One thing that doesn't help is I got a lot of PSI in these tires, so 6x6 is spinning, but these are like at 80 PSI. Now there's no fear of sliding into the creek, so we'll just pull it hard here. right, we got it out. Just need a little tug, a little hammer down.
A little bit of encouragement.
This thing looks like it's really bad in the mud, and it's actually not that good, like in the mud, but I have way too much air in the tires, so I think if I lowered the PSI, then it would grab. So I literally, it says in the dash to run like 10 PSI, and I have like 80. All right, Buck, you got it. That was loud. Yeah, it's just so rotted out. Surprised there isn't any critters running out. All right, time to clean it up. The excavator's been sitting for about a week now, and you can see the gear oil from the left drive motor leaking and stuff. I changed it this spring along with like most of the fluids. That's something I need to look at here this winter. Noticed it earlier this fall. And one thing that's getting worse is this upper roller seized up, and so the track just wears it down, and so eventually they'll break, and it's hard on the track, and then the track correlates to the sprocket, and that would be good to get taken care of too. And then that hose, I did not see when I did it, but I noticed it a little later in the night. I accidentally must have got it caught on a tree and pulled the solid part of the hydraulic hose out. So I'm thinking, I'm a little scared to do it, but I get the machine warm. Let's say the hydraulic fluid's 100 degrees, then I go up next to a tree and try and push it back in without it cracking and breaking, and hopefully it'll just bend back, but could be wrong. If I do it, I'll do it when the machine's very warm. The exhaust is cracked, so it's no maybe that's hard to see, but you can see daylight through it all the way around. So I don't know if I can get a new one of those. Maybe I could weld that together, just take that 4 bolts off, take off the whole thing, weld it, and then put it back on. But it's not a big deal. It's past the turbo. Tried to rebend it back and it didn't work. I don't know exactly how to fix this. All right, that wasn't too bad. So I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it yet. I cut off as little as I thought I could. So the inside, we couldn't get this long one with air, so we're gonna hooked up a rag, ran a rope through it, and that should clean it out. There we go. Dirty? Yeah, so that's what we're looking for, all those shinies right there. And that should be pretty clean.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, that's way cleaner. There we go.
That works.
All right, now time to bevel this, weld it, and hope that it's airtight. We're grounded there. This is the long piece. And now we're trying to make a clean connection. Beveled it just enough, but not too much where it doesn't match up perfectly. So this is on the vise, and then we're gonna tack this, and hopefully it doesn't need to be perfectly straight, but the best we'll do. Well, this repair turned out good. Welded it up and there's no leaks. It's been sitting here for about a week, ran it, and yeah, no leaks, so looks pretty good. Main thing is this is tucked in, out of the way, and then this won't get caught on any more trees, so looks good. And I hit this guy on a tree. If this busts more, comes out more, I think I might take it off and then heat it up and bend it before it cracks and breaks. The next thing that broke is the muffler. Dang it. A little crooked, you can see it on camera, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Probably will though. Alright, so I probably ended up making it worse, but the only two bolts obviously that we have left are the ones sticking out here. It is fully resting right here. There's a little play there. It's not totally sealed here, which where before it was all the way cut right here. So maybe it's a bit better. It barely shuts over the hood. Obviously that's not level. So it's mid-March now, and this is a week after the last clips that you saw of clearing the fence line. So it got really cold. Grant's here to help me install a Hickam bottom on the 8 acres. I'll show you where it's kind of eroding, and having a Hickam bottom would really make sense. This is where we put the outlet, and obviously it's good that we put it this way because all the water flows out here. And I didn't have before. This was just a big erosion spot that we filled in. Anyway, there's the outlet. Things are flowing out, so we thought if we did a Hickam bottom right here, it would stop all this erosion. And then we're going to build this bank back up so all the water flows to the Hickam bottom right here. Right here. Where are we following on here?
Okay, it might be a little tough because like we cut it in the perfect spot right where they split, and there's like a
That's pretty good.
yeah. It's not bad.
There, look at that.
Yeah, it's good, good.
So this is it, sloped it into the Hickam bottom. Kind of, it all drains into here. This is the 8-acre field. And this is the low spot coming right into here. Built up the dam with what I could. Had to make it pretty steep, just didn't have that much extra dirt. There's the outlet down there. And then tried to compact it so it doesn't wash down a bunch. It's kind of gluey, clayey stuff that I grabbed from the side, so hopefully it doesn't wash down as much. So should be good. All the tiling work was done in late November around Thanksgiving, and so this is about 3 months after that, maybe 4, a little closer to 4, early April. Everything was flowing pretty good here, and I think it started flowing about 2 months after we got done tiling. And so then the rest of winter just cleaned up fence lines and finished up the project. Here's the 8 acres and here's the 40 acres. So on all those acres where all those sections were draining, that we tiled all at the same time. So that was good to see. And here we're flying across the 22. This 2 acres, obviously a lot less water is going to come out of it. That is draining, but obviously not as much. And the fence rows look really clean after cleaning them up. The neighbor burnt some of them, so grass is coming up really good. Coming along the creek here, clean some of this up. That way, when you're combining, running the planter, you don't have branches in the field or hitting the cab. This is the Hickam bottom. Turned out good. This is after 1 good rain on it. Seemed like it settled real nice and stuff. So here's also the Hickam bottom going into the 40 acres with the 2 outlets. They quit flowing at that time. And here's the south and west side that we cleared on the 40 acres just to make a little more room for the combine. That way, again, branches aren't out in the field. Looks a bit cleaner. And 2 big old burn piles on the end. So a year or 2 we'll burn them when they're good and dry. So pretty cool project. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know any feedback or questions in the comments. Thanks for watching.